Little video for y'all. Just throwing that out there. I don't want to be out there. I'm a sissy. Been fighting since late January. My little half-ton Ford. 302 AOD slush box, 355 rear gear. It's two-wheel drive. Wonderful little truck. I love it. Flooded one day. Mrs. went out to start it, and it said no. And this is a tale you're going to appreciate because it is just strange. I got to rooting around and things. Well, I will forever remember pin 7 on the ECM because pin 7 was an instrument of Satan. What that was at the time was coolant temperature sensor feed. Those engines had two sets of sensors in them. They had one for the dash because this is the transitional era. You know, they were coming, I think 85 was the last carbureted engine, maybe 86. So we're getting, we're right on the cusp there. So it used one set of sending units for the dash, and it used another set for the ECM. Well, the one for the ECM, whenever it's working, needs a 5-volt reference, and whenever it comes back to the computer, tells it how cold it is, how cold the coolant is, and how much fuel then to mix with the air coming in the intake, which uses manifold absolute pressure, not manifold absolute flow. There's a difference. That was a different design. Used it for 2 years, they did. Well, I could get 5 volts to pin 5. And I could get power through the wire. I could take the wire to the sending unit loose, and I could run power to it. I could test both ends. The sending unit worked. Put it all together, it wouldn't work. No power. I fiddled with the little socket and a plug. I fiddled with the little pin on the ECM, and finally, I had enough. I get to a certain point in my life, and I am done playing. We will go nuclear. So it got a copper haircut, and everything on the top of that engine went sailing out through the driveway. My buddy had a 2-barrel intake. That's not a problem. I've done that. Different engines, different times. It's not a big deal. Slapped the intake on it. Ordered me a carb. Ordered me an HEI distributor. Single wire. Did all the appropriate wiring. Went to fire that bad boy up, and it ran horrible. It was turning 2,800, 3,000 RPM. Wouldn't idle down. Mixed screws wouldn't do a thing to it. We went round and round and round. Adjusting the time didn't do anything to it. It just simply would not behave. It was determined to be a twit. So we, testing everything else, run out of options, and I just assume it's a bad carburetor. So order another carburetor. Don't start at all then. So that's, and bear in mind the Chinese carburetors, so I'm not out. I'm out like $70. So at this point, it's getting weird. So I check and check and check and recheck and check again. I made the joke to someone, if you know 1-843-6572, Chevrolet firing order. And of course, people pick at me. I've got Ford and Chevrolet both, and I don't care. But I got picked on, if I'd had a Chevrolet, it wouldn't have done that. So I told people I used a Chevrolet firing order on the 302, and I couldn't understand. It wouldn't run any better. It wouldn't even start. I didn't do that. When it's all said and done, we discovered we weren't pulling air anywhere through the end. I wasn't pulling air through the carb. Pulled the vacuum line off for the brakes, no suction at the carburetor. Pulled positive PCV, I'll get it right in a minute, no suction. Well, at this point, and bear in mind, it ran before, it just ran horrible, and it ran the day before it refused to start when it originally flooded. So I and my daughter, and then I've got a cousin and buddy that have been helping me off and on, we collectively decide that it has sucked the intake gasket in. Seems like a reasonable thing because I know me and I make mistakes. So I pull the intake off. And to say the intake was warped is just about close to an understatement as you can make. It was, I want to say about 18th thou proud in the center. It was canoe shaped. Actually, it was like that when you turned it upside down. Both ends were higher than the center, and the profile was different. I have no idea. It came off a running engine. I don't know. I guess it just fit the heads it was on. I have no idea. But it was bad off. And so I'm thinking, well, being that bad off, it could have been sucking air. I'm still bugged, but you know, order an intake. eBay special, I'm still not out a lot. This whole thing, by the way, has cost less than $500. Way less. Just cost me a lot of time. So, order the intake. Intake comes in. You can't get a 2-barrel intake, so order a 4-barrel adapter to take it to a 2-barrel, which is just, I mean, it looks like a monster till you look at the little hole in the top of the carburetor is. Put it together, same thing. It wouldn't start. At this time, it wouldn't even hit. So I had my daughter help me. She cranked it. I still don't have anything coming in the intake. I go to the back, I tell her to crank it, and I can't really feel anything coming out the intake. Every once in a while, it doesn't really feel like a strong suction, but it's just, something doesn't feel right. So I get a compression gauge, and I'm not the smartest man, I'm like Forrest Gump. It takes a while, but I did a compression test on it. I can get like 40, 45 PSI out of a cylinder, and at that point it's not right. Pulled the front cover off of it with the help of my son-in-law and a buddy of mine the other day. I actually did it Saturday. It took every single tooth off the cam gear. All of them. I don't mean like most of them, and there were like one every, it took every single tooth off the cam gear. I don't know how it was running. And the funny thing is that engine had sat so long before I got it, the timing chain was rusty. We all are kind of amazed that the thing even ran. The funny part was, when we're looking at it, and it's my buddy Wes, I'm gonna say his name, I'm not giving his last name. My buddy Wes is like, Mike, I've seen slop, but that's crazy. And I stick my hand in there and I'm like, with the chain. Well, then it strikes me, now if you know, you're with the timing chain, they're supposed to be tight. You can't take the chain off as a rule of thumb, unless you take the whole gear set off. Well, this, I got fooling with it and I just went, took the chain off. It took every tooth off. So I have a cloy set down there in the truck. I'm going to advance the cam a couple degrees, help with the bottom end. The truck lives below 3,000 RPM. It'll help it. Actually, let me do that math in my head. Yep, advance the cam, it'll open sooner. Took me a minute. I'm going to advance the cam a couple degrees because the set will allow me to do that. It's double roller, so it's a little better set than what came on it. I'm going to go ahead and advance the cam a couple degrees because the truck basically lives below 3,500 RPM. It doesn't need anything more, and the camshaft in those trucks was not the best when it came to breathing. All things considered, I get the timing set on it, get it done. I was going to work on it today and it started raining. I think I'll eventually throw a 4-barrel on top of it. Not a monster because it's not a rever. Drop like a 550 Holly on top of it, a little 4-barrel. And if I get really crazy, I may slap an HO cam in it directly. They've got about the same lift, a little more duration, which I'm not trying to make a race anything out of it. It carries a half a ton of gear in the back. It's not going to be a sleeper. And even if it was a sleeper, that transmission would look at me and go no and drop pieces all over the road. But I do have kind of the goal to warm it up a little bit, not spice it up, warm it up a little bit directly. But that's what I've been doing since late January, is fighting with that truck and other pieces of broken, worn out, tired equipment. I'm going to shut up now. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you. And I think I'm going to find my recliner and vegetate on some kind of conspiracy video. There are a lot of them out there. Bye-bye.